This is All Hitches, the Nova Football Podcast.
Yo, tune in, lock in, it's the All Hitches show. Dash and Dan on the mic, let the Nova tales flow. From the booth to the field, we hitch up the truth. All Hitches podcast, drop the beat, here's the proof. Dash and Dan in the cut, bringing heat to the game.
All right, welcome back to All Hitches, Nova's #1 football podcast. Coach Mesa, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right. It's warming up. I'm getting ready to go mow the lawn today. Also, I think mowing the lawn might make things worse. What's going on? But yeah, it's getting nice and warm. Something I want to talk to you about. So I see a lot of these like best player ever in the DMV, best player and whatever.
Yeah.
If you're judging, so let's say it's best player in Nova of all time.
All time.
Are you judging it off of their whole career, or are you judging it off of just what they did when they were like in high school in Northern Virginia? Because I think
good question
meant to be made. Because I mean, you and I have been around a long time.
Yeah.
There are guys, and I'll throw out the name in California that I think is a rather popular name, Shea Cotton. Okay. He is legend in California high school, right? But everyone saw him play. They were like, this guy was LeBron James for LeBron James.
Right.
So like, if you're judging an all-time list, so obviously, like if we're talking about, I'll throw basketball players, right? In Northern Virginia, if you're like greatest players all-time basketball, it'd be Grant Hill and David Robinson, right?
Right. Dennis Scott was really good too. Dennis Scott.
And I'm sure they were really good in high school, right. But you and I have both seen some guys in high school that for high school were just unstoppable, and then just didn't pan out later on. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think you judge it when you're talking about high school? Do you judge it off of just what they did in high school here, or do you make it the longevity of the career?
I think it depends. Well, here's the ultimate example. If this was the North Carolina basketball podcast,
right?
My understanding, Michael Jordan. Now, I'm not playing the Michael Jordan didn't make the team his freshman. You remember that? People always talk about that.
And the fact he didn't make the varsity squad.
Right.
He did not get cut. He just played JV his sophomore year,
and he would have been pulled up right away, probably.
Yes.
But let's just go with that. It does mean he wasn't like elite yet.
Yes.
But I'm sure if someone has a North Carolina basketball podcast for high school, they're probably putting Jordan on the top of the list.
Right.
Although you're right, maybe they say, but he wasn't the best in high school. There were some guys better than at least his first couple of years of high school. Maybe by senior year he was dominant. So good question. Now let's take it back to let's make it local. I like this question. Let's make it local.
Actually, I think I have two examples, and we'll see if you agree with me.
Okay.
The running back who was at Robinson, who was versus Charlie Garner.
Well, I was going to say Garner.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Garner, I mean, lived up to it in every way, right? He lived up to it in high school.
Yeah.
At Tennessee. And then in the pros. I mean, Charlie Garner is a multi-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Outside of a Hall of Fame career.
Right.
It doesn't get much better.
Right.
He went to a Super Bowl. He was a star player on a team. I mean, Charlie Garner, I told you he had that season that I want to stack it up to maybe Roger Craig, maybe LaDainian. We'll see what other guys can match up. Charlie Garner almost in 2002 had the untouchable 100, 1,000 season. He was just shy of 100 catches as a running back out of the backfield, just shy of 1,000 yards receiving at 900, whatever, and then 2,000-yard rusher. Has anyone ever even touched that?
I think Roger Craig, when he had 100 catches. I do think he had 100 catches that year. I think because I think he led the NFL in receiving yards that year.
Gotta look that up.
I think it's close. I mean,
close.
Yeah.
And Roger Craig's a Hall of Famer now.
Yes, he is. He is a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer now. So that's how he had the rings, right? You got the rings.
Yeah,
that helps. Roger Craig without the rings is not in the Hall of Fame. I don't think that's disputable.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
right? He barely got in now.
Yeah.
So Garner did it at the high school level too. He was dominant. So a buddy of mine, Coach Delano, you've heard me talk about Coach Delano before. Coached at the old Stewart, and he taught Garner in middle school, and then he coached him at the high school level. And he said to this day, and Delano has got his feet kicked up somewhere in Florida at the beach. He's been retired a long time. He said to this day, he's the best athlete he's ever seen.
Okay.
Best football player and best athlete he's ever seen. So he checks all the boxes. So I guess we have to find that guy that was great at high school. And
Well,
never did anything else.
the guy Robinson rushed for like 2,000 yards, right? So he averaged something ridiculous, didn't he?
But he went to Tech, and he was a good. I think he was a good running back
At Tech, but he didn't have the career that.
Oh, he didn't have the professional career.
Like who was probably the best professional football players that you can think of off the top of your head to come out
in Nova? I mean, you got
Garner,
Andy Heck, shout out Woodson, right?
Okay.
Andy Heck, another one, right? Pro bowler, multi-time Pro bowler.
Yeah.
For the Bears and Seahawks.
Yeah.
I'm
sure we're gonna get killed on this, or you're gonna get killed on this.
Probably. Chris Warren.
Okay.
Seahawks Pro bowler.
Yeah.
Right. Braddock, right? Braddock guy.
Yeah.
And
we're forgetting. You're probably getting PW guys because at the time you probably.
Oh, I got one. Michael McCrary.
Okay.
DN for the Ravens, All Pro. Went to Marshall.
All right.
So that's an elite. Now we can go back probably. You had Ray Crittenden at Annandale, went to New England Patriots. I mean, you had some really great players there. But that's a good question. Let's hear from the people. What people out there, some of their all-time best Nova athletes, and were they the all-time best at the next level, college or pro?
Okay.
College or pro, because you could be a great college player and not have a great pro career too. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
People call them busts. I know, I mean, right?
Right.
Look at any quarterback. Jamarcus Russell was elite in college.
Right.
I mean, a lot of guys. So let's just say that. Let's say if anyone wants to go and chime in, who are some of the greatest Nova players of all time? Period. Question. And then add to that question, who are some of the best that went on to not have great college careers or maybe not even great pro careers?
Tiki Barber at Virginia. I didn't. According to
Tiki Barber. Well, I mean, great player.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, again, I just
in reverse though. Is there a not great player? Right? Is there like an average Joe who went on and was like, oh my God, he became amazing. He became an NFL Hall of Famer.
Right.
Does that exist?
Right.
Where you were just okay, and then you became great. That's gotta be super rare.
Well, he wasn't okay, but he didn't get the bit. I'll throw him out right now. The quarterback who at CNU who was now at Penn State.
That's a good call.
Right. I'm not saying he was okay. I'm sure he was good.
Right.
I'm sure he was good, but he wasn't getting getting
Penn State offers. No, Penn State. You're right. No, you're right. You're 100% right. That's a good call. Yeah. He dominated Division III last year.
Yeah.
And he got called up.
Yeah.
Right, to Penn State. So that Connor Bear is a great call. I mean, a very good high school quarterback. But in that offense at Madison and that kind of thing, no one saw this coming. But hard work, perseverance, all that. I think Coach Counts alluded to that.
Yeah.
Just the hard work and the dedication of the kid, and that's what took him. So there's one answer. Yeah, someone who just grinded their butt off and made it happen.
So again, the question is, we're kind of sort of back in. When you're making an all-time list, is it just specifically what they did at high school? Because there's been some really dominant players, right, who played here, and I think I talked about before. I coached the guy, and he was like, sometimes you're just a really good high school football player because you just don't have the measurables.
There's a lot of those. There's actually more of those than there is the other.
Yeah. So are there guys who dominated in high school who just not necessarily didn't pan out, but just didn't have the career that a Charlie Garner had, right? That's some of the other guys had, and like you said, we all heard Charlie. You just spoke to her now how Charlie Garner might be one of the best athletes ever seen, but there's other guys.
I think part of that. I think part of the answer to your question is those guys get named.
Yes.
Because
everyone remember, right?
They become names.
Yeah.
Right. So if they just stopped playing their senior year of high school and never played, even Garner. Let's say Garner was like, "Hey, I'm good. Never want to play football again." Then obviously we're not talking about Garner.
Right.
You and I probably don't remember a random really good running back at Jeb Stewart. Yeah. But because he went on to have that career, you talk about him longer. So I guess that probably plays into that too.
So just because I decided to look it up because we're on the subject. Now, I actually, this could be a full show if we wanted to make it this way. The Lee Blair out of Waynesboro High School had 6,681 rushing yards.
Wow.
I mean, 95 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I mean,
right.
I that's the reason I know that is because I just looked it up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good stuff, man.
I'll get you one more. Uh, Quan Brown out of Freedom Woodbridge from 2015 2018, 6,768 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, just guys who had really great high school careers, and my guess is those guys would get looked over.
Yes.
Talking about the all-time greatest,
Right. You start talking about the guys who went on to play at the next level and
yeah,
who had great careers at the next level.
At the next level, right?
Right. Because their names kept in the newspaper, right? Their names stayed in the newspaper.
So because everyone listens to this, at least the first 15 minutes, send us in what you think.
Yeah.
This may be a summer show.
Yeah, well, while we're here, let's go ahead and make some announcements while we're here in the beginning of the show, right? Kind of bring out the trumpet and some big announcements.
Hear you.
And then there were none. Congratulations, Coach Yao at Hayfield.
Yeah, I mean, long process, my guess is for that going, but luckily. They're bringing a guy who probably has been hanging around at the school a little bit, right? Because he was a coach on campus, or coach. He was a coach for the last few years for quite a while, right?
Quite a while. Freshman coach.
Yeah.
Dedicated Hayfield guy.
Yeah.
Not a Hayfield alum, I don't think, but a dedicated Hayfield guy. Has been coaching there a long time through multiple head coaches. He's been one of the constants.
Yeah.
I think he was even there when Hendo was there as a coach.
I think so too. Yeah.
So he was there through Hendo, through Coach Aziz, through Coach Overton, through last year, and then now they wanted stability, right?
Yes.
And they're getting with Coach Yao, they're getting this stability. They're getting a guy the kids like. Right. So congratulations to Coach Yao. And look, we're still in March. I know It's not super early, whatever, but it's not. Last year was August when they named a coach.
Last year was, yes, it was.
And this is it. Hopefully this is it. They got their guy for a while now, and they're good. They're in good shape.
Yeah.
So congrats to Hayfield. Other things in the news, my friend. We got 7-on-7 season is coming, and it's coming fast.
It is. We already have some summer tournaments, which have been the private tournaments, which have been the AAU tournaments of it. But yeah, I mean,
the latest announcement: Woodson throwing their hat in the 7-on-7 ring. Congratulations. Coach McBride, a guest from a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's been cooking for a while, and I know they'll be excited to see it. And as you and I know, they have some pretty good facilities there. So it should be
top notch.
Yeah,
top notch, the creme de la creme. I mean, at good old Woodson, and I think the beauty of the Woodson location. I know, and I think it's the same day as the Osborne Park one, by the way. But I think it all depends on where you're coming from.
Right.
People want to decide which one they were going to do. I think if you're coming a little further, west side, you probably go to Osborne Park. If you're coming, a typical the old school northern region, right?
Oh no. So we'll go all four cardinal directions, right? North and east probably would going to Woodson. Right. West and south probably going to Osborne Park. Right?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. If you're trying to, figure out where what you want to do, where you want to go, all that kind of stuff. So Woodson tends to be a very central location.
Yeah,
that's the upside there. So yeah, it should be fun. And then we got coming up, aside from those two, you have the South County tournament style they do.
Yeah, they do. I think it's just the weekend thing, right?
Yeah, weekend thing. Flint Hill's throwing their hat in the kind of a multi-weekend tournament thing.
And we have one. We have one we're going to talk about today. One that I thought that they did. We went there last year. Thought they did a really good job. Coach Edmunds and holding the Gar-Field 7-on-7 tournament. Again, a really quality one with a lot of really quality teams there too as well.
You were a huge fan, and perfect segue.
Yeah.
For our guest today, Coach Edmunds.
Yeah. He's been a big supporter of the show. We've been a big supporter of his, and he's obviously got Gar-Field in the right direction, right? They've been last 2 years, right? Playing for a district championship for the last 2 years.
Yeah, they're becoming a juggernaut.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time and place. You look at Gar-Field on the schedule, many moons ago, and you're like, oh, we could take these guys, no problem. Not anymore, buddy. Not anymore. Gar-Field's coming to town. You got some guys coming. You got some tough guys coming to town. They got that blue collar mentality.
Yeah.
And they're becoming a really tough team to play.
Yeah, taking on all comers too. I mean, they don't take a light schedule.
They don't. You're right.
Scrimmaging Braddock early on, right? They're not taking on cream puffs. They're taking on the real deal.
And that's when we knew, you and I, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They scrimmaged Braddock.
Yeah.
And then you and I, we talked to some of our buddies over at Braddock, and they were like, these guys are legit.
Yeah.
These Gar-Field guys.
they won the scrimmage. I know Braddock.
Right.
Yeah,
Scrimmages.
but they were playing with them. It wasn't like they were just that Braddock pulled their first team early on.
Right.
They went and they played toe to toe with them. They've got some guys. And Coach Edmunds got them going the right direction for sure.
Yes, he does. And he likes movies. So
He does like movies.
He does like movies. We're gonna have a good time with this one.
Guy after your own heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think everyone's going to enjoy this one. Sit back. You got everything covered in this one. You got, a great coach. You got a great up and coming team. You got, like we said, a guy who loves good film. Sit back, kick your feet up. Enjoy this one. Coach Edmunds from Gar-Field High School. All right, here, welcome back. We got Coach Edmunds from Gar-Field High School. Coach, welcome aboard.
Appreciate you guys having me. A pleasure to be on with you guys.
Oh no, man, this is fun. Long time in the making here. Mesa, we just talked about it off camera. Mesa loves going to Gar-Field events, loves going to Gar-Field 7-on-7s, and give me a hard time for not going to them. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was. And we'll talk more about your 7-on event in a minute, but it was a really well run 7-on-7. I like going to you guys field. You guys got a good atmosphere there. Yeah, I mean it's just a good place to go, and you've done some really good things with that program the last couple of years.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We try to make some moves, and we're right there in the middle of the county, right there off 95. So, just trying to get people out, showcase what kind of kids we have, and it's been going well.
Yeah. So, Coach, talk to us about Coach Edmunds. I mean, talk to us about your background. The collegiate. I know you were a collegiate coach at one point, but kind of where you came from and how you got where you're at now.
Yeah. So, growing up, like we talked about before we started recording, my mom was in Northern Virginia area. My dad was down in Florida. So I split time between, Northern Virginia and Jacksonville, Florida. Luckily two good football, areas, two good brands of ball in both places. So grew up playing football, grew up loving the game. From there, I went to Charleston Southern University down in South Carolina, finished up at Newberry College. After that, got into the job force. And I tell my guys all the time, you can have a major and you could think you want to do this and that. But you get a regular job and you start missing football a little bit. So, called my coach from college and, got back on the coaching staff down there and kind of went from there. Went from Newberry College as a tight ends coach, moved up to O-line, coached running backs, went to South Carolina State for a few years. Awesome experience down there. We got to play in the Celebration Bowl in 2021. We played against Dion and Shador Sanders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, beat them. Just throwing that out there. So that was a good experience. Had a lot of fun. Got to play in some big time venues, Clemson, UCF. Learned a lot of football from a lot of good coaches. And then just looking for some stability and just getting closer back to my mom and some family. Ended up at Gar-Field. So I've been there 2 years now. Love it. It kind of embodies who I was as a kid. Just, bunch of middle-class kids, love football, hardworking, tough kids. And they get after it. They're really great kids. And I enjoy working with them every day. So really couldn't ask to be in a better spot.
So you start off in college. So kind of talk about how that kind of influences you as a high school coach. I mean, how do you take that from college and what does that bring to you as coaching high school kids?
Well, I think it has, there's some good that comes with it. And there's also some times where you can't really do what you're used to doing. Like if you've ever been to a college practice, you come through the gate, offense goes that way, defense goes the other. And that's not really the case at a high school like ours. There are high schools who operate like that, but we're not one of them. So two platooning and having, separate units, that doesn't really help you in high school. There's some things you want to do schematically that sometimes you got to pull back. Like you'll get on that whiteboard and start installing stuff. And it's like, all right, we got to pump the brakes a little bit just because of, where guys are and what they're capable of doing. You got to be a little bit more in tune with that. Whereas college, you kind of demand it. This is what it is. You meet the standard or we'll go get somebody else. That's not really the case in high school, as you guys know. But I do think it serves us well as far as, we set a very high standard. The bar is very high at Gar-Field in our football program. Our guys know that. But they reach it and they strive to reach it every day. And I think that's really important with young men nowadays. They'll do and go as far as you kind of demand. So I think they'll surprise themselves and they'll surprise other people if you just set that standard high. So that's what we've done. I think some of the things we do on both sides of the football kind of indicate the level of coaching they're getting. So that's good too. My defensive coordinator, he coached college football as well, played at Wingate University, which is in the same conference as Newberry. And he does an awesome job as well. So they're getting it on both sides of the football.
Do you think your experience as a college coach kind of helps you in guiding young men to the correct division, right? I mean, every kid out there, wants to go play for Alabama, right? They all want to go play for US, they want to go play for Maryland. Do you think, though, your time as a college coach really kind of helps you temper them and kind of be like, okay, this is kind of the level I think you can start at? Not saying that they can't climb the ladder, because college football now, for the most part, is about climbing the ladder, right? I mean, a guy in particular, Troy Hamlin, who we were both really big fans of. I think had this been 7 years ago, I think he gets bigger offers, but because of what the portal kind of is now, Division I coaches aren't looking to get the project and kind of develop them for a few years. So do you think that because you coach at that level, and like you said, you've played against some big time programs, it kind of helps you in kind of guiding them to where you think that the correct level when as they leave high school where it is?
Yeah, I think so. I think they trust what I'm saying a little bit more. I've been on the other side of that table when you come in and recruit a school, and I know what a Division I prospect looks like. I know what a Power 4 prospect looks like, and all high school coaches do. But coming from me, I think they receive it a little bit better. And then when they hear coaches that come in the building say the same things I've been telling them, it kind of reinforces that. But to your point, you can know as much as you want about the recruiting process, but the last 2-3 years, the whole thing has been flipped upside down. So like Troy,
it's a good thing.
Yeah, LJ, Richards last year, Quack Freeman, Eric Nelson. These are guys who, like you said, 5, 6, 7 years ago, probably have 9, 10 offers.
Easy.
And now it's just a situation where, you might have some D2 interest, you might have some FCS interest, but it's just not what it used to be. But what hurts you now can help you later. So it's just the unfortunate situation. So,
yeah, I think quarterback in particular, me and Dash talk about it all the time, because nowadays it seems like a lot of the bigger programs aren't looking to bring in project quarterbacks, right? They need guys who can play now, right now.
Yeah.
Day one, they need to be able to step in there right now. So I think, and you had one, just going back to Troy in particular, you had a quarterback who I thought was like, man, that kid can play. But I think a lot of bigger programs are like, yeah, but I don't know if he can play right now. If he can't play for me right now,
they want a grown man.
They want a grown man, right?
And you look at obviously, you saw it with Hamlin, and then last year or the year before last, now I should say, with Patriots quarterback and Gainesville's quarterback Knutson and Kilmer.
Yeah.
And, I mean, these guys, and then Tucker. I mean, these guys were scholarship guys just 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah. I think it's tough, man. From a college perspective, that leash is a lot shorter. People see a team like Indiana go win the national championship. Yeah. They're not giving you a recruiting cycle to turn the program around. They're giving you a year or two, and they're going to give you a blank check and say, go make it happen. So they don't have that patience to give you 4 or 5 years anymore. So it's hard to groom an 18-year-old up and expect him to do things. Like the best quarterback in the nation coming out was Bryce Underwood last year, I believe, right? Went to Michigan, and he was good, but it's almost like he was a disappointment to some people, which is crazy. For an 18, 19-year-old, he was excellent. But that's not excellent anymore. That's not enough, especially at a Michigan. So it's just a tough world. It's a tough recruiting world, man.
Now you're in year 3. You're going into year 3 now, Coach, right? Over at Gar-Field.
Yep.
This is great because we can use the same ruler for us, because we're in year 3 of going into year 3 of the show.
Yep.
And so your first year was our first year, and it was fun watching you guys. Been fun watching the last 2 years, and you came in right away, man. I mean, 7-4, big turnaround. 2 or 3 more wins than the previous year. Turning the program around a little bit. I mean, I guess this is year 3. So what? Some of the guys who were freshmen or sophomores are now seniors, right?
Yeah, we'll have some of the sophomores that they'll be rising seniors, which is crazy. I told them the other day in the weight room, I'm like, I tell them all the time, like my whole deal at the beginning of the season is you got 10 games that are promised if you're a senior. You got 20 if you're a junior, and it's amazing how fast that goes. So yeah, they're seniors now. So
what were some of the keys you think to that turnaround? I mean, again, it went from a team that was kind of a middling sort of 500 team, and then in the last 2 years, I mean, 7-4, and then I mean this year you could have, a couple games go the other way, could have been 7-4, 8-2 regular season all over again too.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
You have a district title and a district runner-up.
Title, right?
No, we runner up 2 years in a row. We played Woodbridge.
You guys didn't beat Woodbridge out for the title the year before?
No, in my dreams we did, but no, we lost in the district title 2 years in a row. But
Okay.
I think it's like you guys said, it speaks to our guys, our program, to be in that position. When I got here, my take on it was that was one of the biggest rivalries we had in this area. Going back for some years. And I wanted to reignite that. I wanted to bring that back just for football in our county, for our side of the county. And I think we've done that. Playing them in a district championship 2 years in a row, is big. And, we'll get over the hump here, hopefully sooner than later. But I think just to your question, what changed, the talent was there. When I was going through the interview process, you cut on some of the film of some of the guys that were there, the Herman Jacksons, the Troy Hamlins, the Marquise Carrolls, you cut them on huddle, and it's like, they got some guys, and you show those guys football, you give those guys structure. And like I said earlier, you set the bar to where it's unwavering. The standard doesn't move. You'll be amazed at what kids can do. And that's a testament to them. They showed up, they worked, they learned the systems on both sides of the ball and bust their butt. And the results showed. So proud of those guys. But I think it's more just a testament to expectations and teaching them the game at a thorough level.
So you get there in your first year. Kind of describe kind of things you probably instituted. What are some things you came in and you're like, okay, these are some of the things that I'm going to put in place right now as I walk in the door?
Off-season strength and conditioning, I think, is number one. Any good program, they're forged in the weight room. So I think that was, probably the first thing we instituted. I went to a interest meeting when I got the job, and there was 12 or 13 guys in there. And you roll through the spring, you roll through the winter, you might get 20, 25 in the weight room, but that number continues to grow. It numbers continues to go up. And, guys start seeing their body change. They start seeing their performance increase, and they buy in. And then they also understand that if you don't do these things, you're not going to play. You're not going to be around. And you're not going to get the helmet you want. You're not going to get the number you want. There's going to be, little goals that they can reach through attendance and things like that. So that's number one. I also think, accountability in all facets, being on time to class, being in school, not being a troublemaker in the hallways, all those things. I tell them all the time, they're a representation of us. You represent your brother, you represent your teammates, and you guys represent me, and vice versa. So they really bought into those things, and it resulted in some wins. But we still have, a lot of room to grow and some room to move forward.
And you're in the building, obviously, as a PE teacher.
Yeah.
Now PE or are you doing like weight training? Or what do you do in the building?
I got a little bit of ninth grade PE, health and PE, and then I'm 2 periods of weight training. So
okay, good.
a little bit of both.
That's good. That's good. It's always good for the coach, the football coach, to be, at some degree to have some, PFIT classes, weight training classes. What would you say the off-season? I'm always curious. We couldn't ask Coach Denny this last week because he's kind of rebuilding from scratch.
Right.
But for an established program right now, and you guys are, one of the top dogs in Woodbridge right now. What do you see your percentages are as far as off-season, kids, other sports, kids at football?
We do a decent job. We're probably, 50-50 right now, but I'm big on kids playing other sports. I'm not that coach who's pulling you from baseball, pulling you from wrestling, basketball. I played basketball, baseball, and football in high school. So I think they both service each other. And I'm never going to tell a kid not to go run track or play basketball or anything like that, because, we support those other sports just like we want them to support us. And I think that's big on, building that community within the school and letting those guys go do other things. You go to play college ball, that's going to be a job for you in and of itself. You can enjoy yourself doing some other things as when you're in high school. But
yeah, you nailed it. I'm always out there, even as a football coach or a former coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always, I also love lacrosse. I'm always trying to get the kids, and in the ninth grade PE, so I'm always trying to get, kids who hadn't played lacrosse before, come on out.
Yeah.
Skills are transferable,
Yeah.
And I always tell Mason and I, we always tell the kids, if you're, especially some of our like kids who play linebacker or kids who play running back at freshman, I'm like, hey, I always tell them, I'm like, that kid you're chasing down or is chasing you down when you play Braddock in South County, that's the South County running back or the South County linebacker.
Yeah.
Because those schools, all those kids play both sports over there.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you might as well get to see that kid in the spring because he's going to be out there.
For sure. We've had guys go play lacrosse the 2 years I've been here for their first time, and they were pretty good. So, there's some learning curve with it, doing all those things, but the athleticism kind of carries over from football, like you said.
What did your off-season schedule look like? Your off-season schedule like? Are you guys up to 4 days a week? I mean, what do you guys do? Speed training? What is so right now? I mean, obviously we're getting close to our 7th season, but right now, for the last few months, what is your off-season schedule kind of look like?
So we got back to it. I purposely got them back in there before the end of December, just to prove a point that we're going to work harder than anybody else, and kind of a little bravado to it. But we were 3 days a week in the winter. We went Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, but we were Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, strictly strength in the winter. I just want them to get bigger and faster and stronger, and work their strength, work on attacking the weight room. We'll go Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, but we'll go weight room and then to the field afterwards. So we'll start working our individual stuff, working some, RVA, start working some concepts on offense, some coverages on defense. And then we'll have Saturday practices every other week. So we'll get 4 in every other week. I don't want to burn them out. I don't want to do too much with them, but like you said, we got some 7-on-7s coming up. We'll start off out at Osborne Park. They got a big one they're putting together. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of good teams out there. And then ours will be at the end of the month. And I think we sandwich that in with South County. So we go to South County for a couple weekends there in May.
Yeah, because your guys is at the end of May, right? May 30th, I saw.
Yeah, May 30th. So we originally wanted to put it on the weekend before, but I wanted to avoid Labor Day a little bit. I think it's Labor Day. I confuse Labor Day and Memorial Day.
It's
Labor Day. Memorial Day. Yeah, we wanted to avoid that a little bit. There's people going out of town and all that. So have you guys seen our new weight room? Have you seen pictures of it?
We have not.
No, Mason, you need to head up there, buddy.
Yeah, I gotta send you guys a little video tour of that. It's amazing, man.
Really?
RAD and administration.
When did you guys get redone? When did you guys get redone?
It got finished about a month ago.
Oh, during the school year. How'd you guys pull that off though, with in the classes?
So they did a little bit of it over winter break. And then when we got back off of winter break, we had to do it was weight room by, just making it happen. We did some speed stuff and some dumbbell work and then some classroom stuff. We just watched film some days, but while they were finishing it up. But it's awesome. I'll send you guys a video.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
It's nice. If there's a better one in this area, I'd be amazed. It's pretty nice. Yeah.
Wow.
Are you guys lifting before school, after school? When do you have them?
We're after school. We're after school. I'm not setting myself up for those problems. I'll be in there by myself.
I agree with you. I've always said that. Now some people do it and credit to them. But yeah, I've always agreed. There's too many kids who aren't going to go.
Yeah, you come in with those. We talk about a high standard, but some things it's just don't set yourself up for the headache. Just go get them there, and it's amazing though, man. Not as many kids drive as I remember, when I was in school. So these guys are relying on mom and dad or the bus. So not as many drivers as it used to be.
So from the outside looking in, what are some things that you really love about Gar? I mean, you're a teacher there, you're part of the community. I mean, obviously you can talk about your guys all day, but what are some things that people may not know about Gar-Field High, or some of the things that you really think kind of make being at Gar-Field kind of unique and things that would surprise people? Yeah,
for sure. When you get there, you hear about Gar-Field kids, and you hear about Gar-Field alumni will tell you about the makeup of a Gar-Field kid, and you're like, yeah, okay, everybody says that. But then you start working with them, you start going to work, and it's these kids they're cut a little bit different. They're tough. They're mature in their own ways. And sometimes it's not for all the right reasons. You don't love some of the stuff some of our guys have to go through, but they're tough kids, and they're loyal kids. And when they know you care about them, they'll do just about anything you ask. So they're special kids here at Gar-Field. Our administration is awesome. Like I just touched on, the weight room. Our facilities are second to none around here. And they really invest in athletics. Our basketball team just came off a really good run. They had a great basketball season. I think the buy-in to athletics at Gar-Field is special. And that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the school. So it's been awesome. I've really enjoyed it for the first 2 years I've been here. And it's about all I could ask for.
Well, is that something that like for the weight room, is that something that they do? Like I know in FCPS, they kind of cycle, right? If that school's turn or that school's turn, or is that something internal that people save money for and they raise money for it?
So yeah, most of the time, if you have some type of facility upgrade, if one school gets it, another one gets it in Prince William. But to my knowledge, it's exclusive to us. We kind of put that together, internally, and they made it happen. So
that's impressive.
We got a full-time strength coach. I know a lot of football coaches, they've got a double duty and make that happen. We've got a full-time strength coach who does an awesome job. Full-time athletic trainer. Some schools don't have that. So they really invest in it, man. It's a good setup. It's really nice.
Is the strength coach just yours, or is he for the school?
He's for the school. He's for every sport.
See, I love that, man. I've been preaching that for a while. I know Marshall used to have that with Ryan Wood. He's great. And I think more schools should do that. Now, obviously there's some coaches who above and beyond want to, no, like I'll take this. That's fine. That's on them. But I think more schools should have that person there who can do that.
Nah, Coach Casillas, he does an awesome job. I think it's essential to train these guys up and these young ladies up on how to execute lifts, how to change your body, how to work out correctly. Because everybody wants you to be a 300-pound bencher and squat 500 pounds, but you got to lay the foundation and you got to teach these guys and girls how to do it. So he does an awesome job in that from the classroom, and it carries on over to all our sports programs, after school and all that good stuff.
Well, you said in the classroom too, or?
Yeah, he teaches weight, strength and conditioning as well.
So he's a PE teacher there as well.
Yeah,
and then does that after school.
Me and him
when
split
they do that, is it the kind of thing where it's every program kind of doles out a little bit of a stipend towards that stipend? Is that how does that work?
I'm not sure. As far I know, he's part of the PE department, so he's just a PE teacher in title, but
the after school part. I mean, the extracurricular part. That like, does football from your perspective? Do you guys dole out?
No. So no, it's just part of the deal. So
okay.
And you might, if he's probably gonna watch this, you might give him an idea.
We will.
That'd be good. But no,
I've been saying that forever. Like I've even said paying. I've told like some of the trainers been like in the building like do that and that's a coaching job in itself. And if everyone,
no, it is. I mean, every coach gets a stipend. Every sports coach gets a stipend.
Right.
So he's doing it for every program. So you're onto something with that for sure.
Good on him, man. That's awesome. Good for you guys. I love it. I think that's great.
Yeah, man.
Do you have input with them? Like, does he ask you? Like, I mean, he must have an expertise in it. But do you guys ever sit down and talk and
all the time? Yeah, all the time. So me and him, we'll sit down and collaborate on what the vision is for the winter. So we're actually going to sit down tomorrow and talk about our speed training and our speed program that we're going to put in next Monday. We're going to sit down and map all that out. And he's the boss down there. I don't want to, I don't need anything extra on my plate. I'm blessed to have him down there. So he's the boss. But if I ever have an issue where I'm like, hey, I'd like to see this kid get a little stronger on the bench, or I'd like to see him moving a little bit more, weight in this aspect. He has no issue with it. So we collab and we have a really good relationship, working through that stuff.
Now, are you guys lifting with him in season as well? Is he also doing an in-season lifting program?
Yeah, we lift twice a week during the season, and then we'll come in on Saturdays after the game to watch film and then kind of get the kinks out and get some of that soreness out on Saturday mornings. So it's a good deal.
I love it. That partnership. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Now I know you said you had your DC and who's your DC again, Coach?
Taylor Modler. Okay. Yeah.
Now, and I remember talking to you earlier in DMs in the offseason. You run the offense at Gar-Field?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Now, what would you say your offensive philosophy is?
So by the history of it and what I came up in is spread. And if you use a NCAA video game term, it's more like a power spread. Like we want to run the ball, we want to be physical and find different ways to attack the defense on the ground. But we'll do whatever we have to do to be successful. And that's kind of like to your point before. You can think one thing as a college coach, but you come in and your guys can't do it. or it doesn't work against a certain team, you need to redirect. So there were times last year we got in single wing. We ran single wing against Woodbridge and had a lot of success with it. There's times when we'll go wildcat. We'll put a running back there and let him do some things. So whatever it takes to be successful, there's some things on the table that we've talked about this offseason that might be a little bit unconventional, but whatever it takes to be successful. But spread by nature.
Well, I think you're starting to see the pendulum swing a little bit more, right? There was a time, and I've been doing this a long time. I'm getting old at this point, where the spread became just so in fashion, everybody was doing it, and then as people start realizing, wait, I don't have the things that will make that successful. I mean, I told Dash, I've told him a few times, my last year in California, we didn't play one team that went under center, not one. All year we played some team that was in the gun, and I think people start realizing, wait, there might be some value from actually getting under center and running power, right? I mean, and also it's really weird, back in my day when I was in high school, everybody ran under there. We ran the veer. And so, it was easy to play those teams. And then once teams started going to the spread, eventually the defense is caught up and they're like, okay, now they're in the 4-2-5, they're in the 3-3 stack. And then they don't know how to handle it if you get under center and you got a tight end, a fullback, and a wing. And all of a sudden they're like, wait, how do I line to this? Which I think is really interesting.
Yeah. Football is secular. Like I have old coaches tell me that all the time. Like there's nothing really that new going on, except for, when the spread hit and the shotgun hit, that was new, but it's just a different way to run old offenses. You're running triple out of a different starting point. But, it's like kind of like the NFL, like they try to kill off the running back until defenses started playing the pass. And now all of a sudden the running back is back, and it's a big part of what they do now. So it just comes and goes, I think.
Well, I mean, even fullbacks are coming back. I just saw an interview with Coach Kubiak and the Raiders, and they were saying he wants to draft a fullback in the draft. I loved hearing that. John Gruden was smiling somewhere.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Well, I mean, like in the NFL, right? You have McVay now running 3 tight end offenses, right?
Yep.
I mean, he's under center with being unbalanced, which is kind of old school power on it. So another thing I want to talk about with your program, and last year I really enjoyed going to you guys 7-on-7. You guys did a fantastic job running it. In fact, your trainer talked to me. He said you guys listened to us a little bit, talk about the thing. I've talked about like how bad the fights get at the 7-on-7s and how sometimes it gets real chippy. And you guys did an amazing job, like curtailing that, making sure that everybody and I think everybody I talked to had a really good experience at your 7-on-7. You guys are doing it again this year, right? I know you said about May 30th.
May 30th.
Yep.
Yeah. So why don't you talk a little bit more about it? And like I said, anybody listening, I would recommend it 1,000% because it was probably one of the better 7-on-7s I went to, especially with the talent, with the competition that was there as well.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We tried to, get a bunch of teams from, a bunch of different areas around the state. We had teams from Fredericksburg, Stafford, Fairfax, Prince William, and just get them together. Kind of like what you said, 7-on-7 has kind of taken on its own culture, and it's great. It's a good, at Gar-Field, we treat it like a tool. It's a tool to be good at 11-on-11, real football on Friday nights. But it's kind of taken on its identity of its own, and that's fine. It keeps guys, busy in the off season. But some of the things we wanted to harp on when we hosted it was, some of the things you see on Twitter that kind of reflect poorly on the game, spinning the ball at people, taunting opponents, talking junk. We really wanted to get back to, we understand as high school coaches, our guys have been, spread out playing 7-on-7 with whoever they're playing with. But now we're kind of getting to the end of the summer, kind of getting into the start of the summer, back when they're getting with our teams and getting back to the grassroots of it, building that culture, building that team identity, to where we didn't want to have much, junk talking. We didn't want to have people with the extracurricular. We just wanted to play football and work on offense, work on defense, and just have a day of competition and just focusing on playing football. And I thought, for the most part, all the teams that came last year did a great job of that. Not harping on it too much because, I feel like, like I said, teams did a great job of it. So had a bunch of teams out. We had 20 teams last year. That's the goal, to have at least 20 this year. But if we get to 24, try to keep it an even number. But 24, 28, whatever, we're going to host it again May 30th.
The one thing I will say, the one thing you need some kind of tram, because those two fields are
yeah. So our athletic trainer, I know you guys talked to him a little bit. He did a great
Yeah.
job scheduling that thing out. It was like that meme of Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he's got the stuff drawn up on the wall.
Right.
He spent weeks trying to map this thing out. And of course, just like anything else, you'll have a team drop, you'll have a
Yeah.
team add, and we tried to keep teams away from each other who play each other in the regular season. So you have a team drop it, through his whole equation off. He's having to go back to the drawing board on that. But you're right. We gotta find a way to keep teams more centrally located. And if they have to switch, maybe switch once instead of having to go down and back. But
Yeah,
it is a good little walk.
The school cuts off between the two fields. If you could walk straight, it wouldn't be a big deal. But it's make
Yeah,
that
the
big
school's
circle.
in the middle. Yeah, the school
Yeah.
is slap dab in the middle. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll figure it out though. We'll make something happen with it.
I mean, in terms of 7-on-7s, I think Mason talked really highly of your guys' last year. I know that one, and then whatever Aziz ends up doing. To me, that's going to be the new highlight for us. Is you got the your guys is in May, Aziz does his in June, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see what else pops up, obviously, and so I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward for this nice weather and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I also think that with some of the way that there's so many private, there was just one recently over at Gainesville, right? There's so many private ones now with the travel teams and the club teams.
Yeah, they'll have the travel teams and the privately run stuff.
I almost feel like that. I think that's going to end up helping because that didn't used to be so mainstream, right? That's all relatively new, and I think that's going to help the high schools. I think conduct theirs with less of the kind of nonsense.
Yeah,
because now it's like,
sure.
okay, you're going to go do that over there.
Yeah.
Now we're working on our stuff for the season.
Yeah, I agree. You kind of expect it, man. And we dabbled in that a little bit. Kind of having a 7-on-7 outside of Gar-Field last year, and it's just too much. You kind of learn to expect it at some of those things, and guys are just. It's almost like encouraged, unfortunately, where you're just getting a lot of extracurricular stuff that I'm not really looking to be a part of. So, but you're right. When you get back to with your school and you're wearing your school's colors, it's a little bit easier to rein it in and say, these are the expectations. This is what we're going to do. So I think coaches appreciated that too. Just getting away from that culture.
Put on your club, put on your club jersey or your rec jersey or whatever. You're going to go out like an idiot when you're wearing our stuff. Just be normal. All right. Guys?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's kind of that AAU mentality, right? It's the AAU mentality. That's the only place you can do it in football for the most part is in those 7-on-7.
Right. You can showboat. You can do all that because it doesn't have the same standards as being with your high school coach who's actually going to enforce. All right, knock that dumb stuff off.
Right. Exactly. That'll get you a penalty. And on Friday night, you do that, you might not be in the game anymore. So it's a little different standard.
And when you're representing your school, right, you have to answer to administrators. You have to answer just the community in general. Your 7-on-7 travel team, you're really not answering to anybody. I mean, I'm not saying those coaches aren't trying to hold those kids to accountable, but it's a little different when you're representing.
Yeah, there's no governing body or anything to hold you accountable for that. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Something I harp on every season, last 2 seasons, is what a monster Region B is. 1, there's 1,000 teams, and 2, like how many teams who didn't make I mean, you guys, barely scraped in, and you guys would have been a top 4 seed in most other regions. I mean, in Region A, only 16. They only had 6 eligible teams that made it down there.
Right.
What's it like going through the meat grinder that is between you guys, the western part of Prince William, the eastern part of Prince William, and Stafford? I mean, just it's got to be every week just kind of a nerve wracking to be like, we lose this one game, we have a winning record, but doesn't matter, we're not in.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's a really competitive region, like you said, and our schedule was a bear last year. We played, I think, I want to misspeak, 7 of the top 10 teams in the region, I think. So we opened up. We had open up with them. We had North Stafford, played Battlefield, played Patriot, played Woodbridge, played Forest Park, played Colgan, played Colonial Forge in the playoffs. Like first year here, 7-3, and that gets me a trip to Battlefield. It's like,
right.
All right. This past year, we're a game away from doing the same thing, and you get to go down to Colonial Forge. So it's tough. But you get battle tested as the year goes on. Our guys get used to it. They know every week for the most part it's going to be a heavyweight fight. So by the time the playoffs roll around, you're used to it. But it's tough. It's definitely tough.
Now I know they're the crosstown rival. You guys are literally like a mile apart. Were you were you pretty confident that Woodbridge was able to make that run that they made through there? Because I mean, everyone thought Colonial Forge, right? Everyone thought it was going to be Colonial Forge versus Oscar Smith.
Mhm.
We heard that from about week 5 on, that was going to be the matchup in the state title game, and for Woodbridge to make that run, were you? I don't want to say surprised, but did you think that Woodbridge had a good chance to kind of, because you saw them all?
No, Woodbridge does some things last year that present some issues, man, especially in high school football. They had a quarterback who could throw it, and they had 2 receivers that could flat out go. They can run, they can catch. And the thing about Caleb that was special, Caleb Tucker, was you couldn't hit him. Like, we did a great job all year blitzing, putting pressure on the quarterback. If we couldn't get home with our defensive line, we brought pressure. Did a really good job of affecting the quarterback, but he's such a smart, cerebral kid. You can't hit him. He always knows where his check down is. And if he doesn't have anything, he's going to throw it away. Before he takes a big hit, he's going to throw it away. And then you got, Hill and Shaw out there on the perimeter. It was tough. So I knew they could give Colonial Forge all they wanted. Now we played Forge obviously the week before they did, and running the ball is a tall task against those guys. So I think the matchup actually favored Woodbridge a little bit, but it's a game of matchups, and I think Woodbridge did a really good job of settling into what they were good at and attacking it like that. But Forge had some opportunities to win that game too. I was at that game. That was an awesome game. Yeah. That game was one of the best games I've been to in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk more about it, guys, but I thought Caleb Tucker's arming was ridiculous. Where he could throw the ball from was something else. And also his release. I thought his release was. I mean, that ball came out of his hand pretty quickly. I mean, he had a really good release. Yeah,
he's sharp. He can get it out a lot of different ways, and it gets where it needs to go.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks and dynamic players, who are some guys we could look forward to watching on our Friday night show this coming season at Gar-Field, Coach?
Yeah, for sure. We got a bunch of good talented guys coming back. I'll start with Quack Freeman, our running back, number 1. He had an outstanding season last year. Was over 1,000 yards total rushing and receiving. He missed 3 games. I think 2. He played the first quarter at North Stafford and then missed 2 games after that. So 2 3/4 games he missed. And
he was fun to watch. He really was.
No, he's special. He's special. I coach running backs at the college level, and he's got it. He's special. Running back's a natural position. And if you got to coach certain things at running back, you need to find a different guy. But he's got it all. He's got it all. He's got the vision, contact, balance, speed. He's pretty good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. If anything, I think I did him a disservice. I need to get him the ball a little bit more. So that'll be fun to do and fun to watch. Eric Nelson is a linebacker coming back for us. He wore number 10 for us last year. He's special. Big physical linebacker, gets downhill. Fast kid, can play sideline to sideline. He's got some recruiting stuff heating up. No official offers yet, but I think it's coming soon for him. Quack picked up Campbell last week.
Nice.
He's got UNC Pembroke. So he's heating up pretty good, and I think it's going to start rolling for him. Sam Barley is a receiver DB for us. He started both ways for us last year. I'm looking forward to him doing big things and having a great season. Our probably the heart and soul of what we do, and he probably doesn't get the attention that some of these other guys get. But without this kid, he's a two-way starter. Kanoa Tuck, he wears number 15. He's an outside linebacker and our H-back. He just sets the tone physically for everything we do. We want our guys to be physical and just, punish the other team and out physical them every time we get a chance. And he does it every time. And he'll be a junior, so he's a young guy. But those are some of the guys we got. And there's some young guys who are going to have a new role and have an opportunity to step up. So looking forward to it.
Now with the you guys no freshman team, right? This past year, is that
no.
That's normal though, right? Normally it's just too small of a school, or what is that?
Yeah, on our side of the county, I think Woodbridge had a freshman team last year, but for the most part, I think that's pretty normal nowadays.
It is,
unfortunately.
Right?
So I'd love to get to the point we had a freshman team, but we were JV and varsity only.
Right. Year. So with the eighth, when you go to the 8th grade, what's the feeder school or feeder schools for you guys?
Hampton, Bevel, and a little bit of Woodbridge. We split Bevel and we split Woodbridge.
I'm always fascinated by it because I know because of the football out there, and we were talking to Coach Denny about this last time we had him on. And how do you handle going to do you do a visit and talk to those eighth graders, or how do you go about doing that?
So they the way they time it up in Prince William, you can only go out after a certain time. You can't go out and recruit for athletics, which is good. But we'll go out and talk about specialty programs, and we have Prince William County has specialty programs. Each school has different programs they have, and eighth graders can enroll based on those programs, apply to those programs. We'll go out and talk to them about that, talk to them about our athletics, and just give them an overall, overview of what we do, and kind of meet some of those guys and get to know them a little bit. So we do that in March generally.
Usually in March. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're not allowed to go to the eighth grade games and talk to those.
Oh no, we can go out to the eighth grade games. Now, you don't go out and recruit or anything like that, but we actually hosted, so Hampton and Belleville are two of our feeder schools. We hosted them on a Thursday night last year. Before we played Hilton, and then had them on the sidelines for the Friday night game as well. They ran out the tunnel and let us out on the field, and we let them stay on the sideline for the game. I think it was a really good deal. They enjoyed it, had a good time.
Yeah, the thing that I wish you guys could do, because I've only been in one place that's had eighth grade football, is you as the varsity head coach should have some kind of relationship with those coaches. I mean, at the very least, be a resource for them, right? Because a lot of those guys are sometimes teachers of the building who might struggle a little bit. But I think just being a resource, right? Somebody could go down, kind of help them out on what they're doing. So hopefully they may not change. But I know, or is it just because Prince William's an open district, they try to curtail that?
I mean, we talk to the middle school coaches, and we have a relationship. But just because kids can kind of go where they please based on the specialty programs, it's a little different deal. It's kind of like when I was younger, it's kind of like middle school. We ran what we run in high school, and it was all because you're preparing to play at your school on Friday night, and just because how many high schools are in this area, and it's just a different age. It's just not the same as far as that goes. But no, that we still have a relationship and try to get out and talk to those guys as much as we can.
That's a cool deal.
All right, I got to ask you, Coach. This is a important question to me and to Mesa.
Yeah.
We'll go two ways with this one. We'll go before and after. So is there a pregame meal that you like to do? And then post-game victory, is there a meal you like to do after games?
Okay. So pregame meal, we actually get we work with Outback Steakhouse here in Woodbridge, and they donate all our pregame meals. Nice. Dan Wood is awesome, general manager over there. They look out for us. And our guys are spoiled, man. We get chicken, rice, the good Outback bread, all that good stuff. So
you know what? You might need a vet and make sure that Mesa's not. You're gonna look in the cafeteria one day, one of the end of the tables. Mesa's gonna be sitting there with a big thing of Outback ranch.
Come on, the ranch is good. Come on down, man. We got you. We'll look out for you. And then post game we'll go to Outback, try to support them a little bit sometimes, and then go grab some wings and hang out as a staff. Generally, if we win, we're doing that. If we lose, we kind of go our separate ways.
Yeah, but I get that.
We'll grab some wings and hang out and kind of talk about it and fellowship as a staff. Those are some of the best moments, though, man. Just to hang out with the guys and talk about what happened and kind of have fun with the coaches. It's kind of kick back, get a few hours to just not have to work or think about it.
And I will say this, actually, on that, talk about the wings. I know it's a chain. Outback's wings.
They're slept on. For sure.
They are. They're really key for a bigger restaurant's wings. I actually do like, and obviously, as Mesa knows, the ranch, the house-made ranch.
They added like 2 flavors now at Outback. They got like barbecue and like some other flavor. It's kind of a different deal now. I haven't tried the new ones, but I like the old school ones. Yeah, I like the old school. I know
they're good because my daughter, she's not a huge wing person, but when we go to Outback, she'll actually ask me to get Outback's wings. So that's how I know they're good, because even she likes it.
They're good. They're solid.
Coach, this is awesome, man. Thanks for coming on and bantering with us. I see we were talking about the movie posters in the background.
Yeah.
What's the go-to movie, Coach? When you're I'll tell you what, the other day I was talking to Coach Craig, talking to some of the guys in the office, and I went home and I watched Untouchables. Mace, have you seen Untouchables?
Long time ago.
All right, we're gonna end.
We got to get them up to speed on some of these movies, man.
Mace, I just watch these movies and I'm bored at night. Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, go to sleep to them.
What's the last classic you saw, Coach? What's the last classic that you saw?
Man, so it's behind me, but Gladiator is the go-to. I'll watch that one, once a week. But it's never a bad time to put on Rocky. Any of them, throw those on. We talked about it a little bit before we got started. Gangster movies are go-tos. Goodfellas, any of the Godfathers.
Donnie Brasco. Donnie Brasco's key.
Donnie Brasco. Some of those are slept on, man. Some of those Al Pacino old school, deals.
The first half of Donnie Brasco is outstanding. I guess I don't like the very end, but like the first until he goes to when he goes to Florida, from the beginning to when he goes to Florida, the movie's phenomenal. Amazing. Tell me.
I've not seen that movie.
All right. You're done. Hey, it was a nice run. It was almost 3 years. Ladies and gentlemen, the show is over. It ended after the Gar-Field episode.
Right. That's funny.
Oh, that's good stuff. Hey, Coach, thanks a lot for joining us, and we'll see you soon in the 7-on-7s.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, take care. All right, welcome back. Outstanding.
Yeah.
You can see why they're on the rise, man.
Absolutely. I mean, the guy grinds. The guy's got them going the right direction. You can see why people want to play for him for sure.
And I'll tell you what. And I guess we just cover so much football sometimes we forget. But you and I thought they had won it the 2 years prior.
Yeah.
And when he told us they didn't, they were right there. Yeah. But they didn't. But I'll tell you what, I'd look out for them to win it this year, buddy.
Yeah. I mean,
especially with the mass exodus we've seen in some of the other PW schools. But it tells you a lot, Mason. They're not leaving Gar-Field.
They're not leaving Gar-Field.
Right.
In fact, they're big guns staying around, right? I mean, that kid, good old Quack. I mean, he's the real deal.
It tells you what they think of their coach in the school in general, right? That all these schools around them have guys leaving, but they don't.
Yeah. And where else can you go to the mall right after school? Go get yourself Annie Ann's pretzel and I don't think they have some Sbarro's.
Are they that close to Potomac Mills?
Right across the street. Literally.
Well, then why not go to Mark Mosley's hot dog stand, buddy? Get a hot dog and a foot-long chili dog and some fries. It's not there.
You go.
It's been gone since 1992.
Yeah.
Probably the last time I went there. But I didn't know this, and I don't know if this is true or not. Now you got me off topic. Yeah. I heard that Mark Mosley was one of the original. That's probably why he closed his hot dog stand down, I think. He was one of the original investors in Five Guys.
Oh, really? It's a Northern Virginia company, right?
And Mark Mosley was one of the five guys. I think Mark Mosley was one of the five. He might have been the fifth guy.
Might be the fifth guy. Might be the fifth beal.
Borderline Hall of Fame kicker, by the way.
But the fifth beal like Clarence.
But yeah, great interview. They're going to have a great 7-on-7. We know that already. And Gladiator, and
what was the other one he said? He had a Jaws. He had a Jaws poster. We saw it off camera.
And he loves Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
Big Goodfellas fan.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy loves film.
Yeah.
He's already top. I mean, I got him up here now.
And he's making some perfect cinema there at Gar-Field.
What? No.
He's not making perfect cinema. He's not making a good movie over there at Gar-Field.
Yeah, making a good movie. I'm not getting the joke.
No, I just mean like we're making a movie reference. So I made a movie pun, right? Like he's
yeah. Sorry, I thought you were giving me a movie line, and I wasn't.
No, I'm not giving you.
Sorry, that's what I was looking for. Because I mean, Coach Edmunds can do movie lines with the best of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like McBride. By the way, two of our last three guests have been not only great coaches, great young coaches, but also great movie aficionados.
Good old cinephiles, huh?
That's right. So you got to appreciate that.
Yeah.
And bulldog. He's got a bulldog, which I do. I had a bulldog growing up, so I like bulldogs.
Speaking of bulldogs, we got the main bulldog of FCPS coming on.
Head honcho.
Oh, yeah, coming on.
Head honcho, the boss. And when we say boss, we don't mean Bruce Springsteen.
We mean our boss.
Right. Literally. The boss of FCPS coming on this show. Next week, we have Dr. Michelle Reed.
Yeah. coming to hang out, being amongst the people.
I mean, it does. This is it. I mean, you got, you know, the president of the United States, right? In general, I don't care, any president. You got, interviews of popes, any pope, and you have interviews with the superintendent of Ferris County Public Schools. It's that big a deal to put it up there. I mean, we're really excited about this.
Yeah, no, it'll be good to talk to her just about the state of athletics in general, and just kind of hear what she has to say, and yeah, I mean,
and if you have questions,
yeah, we have questions.
Can't guarantee it, but if you have anything that you would like to hear Dr. Reed, I don't know none of the controversial stuff, but just in general, right? You want to hear the superintendent of FCPS schools kind of talk about, let us know. DM us, and on Twitter or Instagram, and say, hey, I'd love to hear more about middle school sports. Middle school, will there be a middle school flag football?
That would be
co-ed even.
That would be. I think that might be an easy thing to do too.
Easy thing to do, and you do it without having to worry about the tackle football thing.
Right.
Even if you do a boys girls league, make it co-ed, whatever you got to do.
But the rise of girls flag football, right? I mean,
right. I think you make it co-ed, Mesa.
You think so? Actually,
middle school level.
I think
middle school level.
Based on my 1 year with the girls, there's too many kids. I think you'd end up having to cut a bazillion kids if you did co-ed.
Then you do it. You got to cut.
Yeah.
Kind of like we've seen it with soccer. They cut so many kids in high school soccer.
Yeah, but I think middle school though, you really want to try to keep as many kids around as possible. That's why I think you do.
Then you're right. Then they go boys and girls.
And I think we're old back when you're like, oh, I don't think enough girls to play flag. That's not the case anymore.
No, you're right. They go, okay, let's go boys, girls, because you're right. The numbers might be huge.
Yeah.
So boys and girls teams, and it's what makes it easy is it's low cost. Because what are the issues that the schools have with a lot of these middle school sports and FCPS? One, the cost. That's always the first thing for any entity. What are you buying? You're buying flags and a football.
Yeah.
Right. Two, busing, which is also part of the
and here I'll throw you out one too. How you fix a lot of these things like busing and field space is that you do what the girls are currently doing right now, playing 40-yard fields. You have the boys on one side, you have the girls on the other side.
Round robin.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, you just play one game, right? And you just have
everyone shows up at that one field, or like several schools.
Yeah,
show up, and you're cutting your buses into a quarter of what you need.
Right, because the boys and girls are both riding the same bus over.
Right. So there's ways to handle it that make it really feasible. Yeah. Now you need coaches.
Right.
And I think the middle school does have people who want to do it. Now in the fall, I think you got to do it in the fall because you have, but the middle schools have the field space.
They do have field space, right?
You could do it in the spring, Mesa.
Yeah, you probably line.
Don't count on going to the high school. Find some of the middle schools that have the nicer fields.
Yeah. And
let them be the host of it.
Right.
And then you don't have to worry about encroaching on the high school field, right? During the cross season, track season.
Everybody has at least one field that they can line.
Middle schools have the fields. They do. And several middle schools have really nice fields. So maybe try and target those. And then what you also do with that, Mesa, here's where it gets fun. Those high school football coaches, both girls flag and the boys tackle, that have been, that want to find ways to kind of get the 8th graders involved and 7th graders involved. Now they can go, hey, you need a coach? Go be the coach.
Right.
Go be a paid coach for the middle school. They need help. They need volunteers. And now you can, again, you're not playing, your high school team, but you get to meet the coach.
Right. They
got to meet you. And when they come into the high school, you got a little bit of advantage because you kind of know who they are and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
So good stuff. And that's just one question of many that we could be going after. And we'll be talking to Dr. Michelle Reed about. I'm excited, buddy. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It'll be an exciting time of year.
Yeah. Big guest. Big guest.
Yeah, it's huge. We might just replay that for a couple of weeks. Maybe we just replay that one for 2 weeks. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's not a bad idea, actually, Mace. I think you and I are making a decision right now on the show.
We could do a director's commentary on the second time. Oh,
yes. We'll just replay it. We'll do our intro. We'll just say, hey, in case you missed it, it was spring break week.
Yeah.
People were out of town. We are replaying. It's like putting The Godfather back in theaters again. Worth it. All right, buddy. Well, you got long time. I gotta do some Miyagi stuff on my ankle. I got a hurt ankle. I don't know how I hurt it.
Get a soak at some Epsom salt.
Is that what they say?
I remember that was a thing. Soaking something in Epsom salt.
Yeah, I have heard that before.
Yeah.
I washed my car yesterday. I felt good about it.
Yeah.
I felt really good about it. Then it rained. Does that ruin the car washing?
I think if it's dusty, right? Because then the dust attracts to it again. So that's why people usually
Put the wax on and stuff. Now, what I did notice when I was out there, I put I love the gloss on the tires. My favorite part of it. When I finish, that's the last thing I do. Right?
Oh, you do the. Do you do the foam? Do you do the foam and let it sit and then
the foam and then it comes off. But does the heavy rain wash that off? My tires weren't as shiny this morning, buddy. When I went out there, one tire was shiny, the other ones were kind of not shiny anymore.
I think a little bit, maybe.
I think it did. I might re-shine it.
Yeah.
I think after a while it's bad for your tires, actually, but whatever. I don't care. All right, buddy. Well, enjoy the rest of the nice weekend, and we got a big week ahead, buddy. Start getting those questions ready for Doctor. And you better go press your tux. Better look nice for this interview, buddy. We need to put on like suits.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Sunday's finest, buddy. Show your respect to your boss, to our boss,
everyone's boss.
And we don't mean Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, from all Hitches, Dash and Dan, we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.